Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Anita. This is going to be my first video, hopefully of many. I have been going back and forth with whether or not I should try and create some content surrounded, just some things in my life that I think might be important to other people in their lives as well. So sorry if this is a little bit choppy or if it's going to be a little bit choppy because, it's kind of my first go around. I'm not always super comfortable, in front of the camera. And so it's not necessarily, my jam in general, but, welcome anyway. If you want to subscribe and watch this hot mess roll into the station whenever I have a new message or a new video, please feel free to subscribe. Down below there is a subscribe button. So for today, I'm just going to go through a few of the things that I think I would like to end up touching on, whether it is I don't know what order I'm going to go in or how much in depth I'm going to get in any of them. But the first thing that I'm going to, or some of the few things that I would like to touch on, sorry about that. Again, beginner's mistake. I didn't mute any of my media. So a few of the things that I'd like to touch on, one of the topics is autism. So the people who know me know that my husband and I have our oldest daughter was diagnosed with autism at 22 months. And I would like to touch on that. I think it's a topic that is relevant and prevalent in a lot of people's lives. And I think sharing our experience and what we have learned and what that journey has looked like for us, I think it might be helpful for other people. And so in all of this, like every topic that I want to cover, I think is something that I think that our experiences may be helpful to other people. Otherwise, there's no purpose for doing these, but that's kind of my goal, is to find some purpose, help other people navigate the waters that can be, either scary or challenging or, just, I don't know, if anyone else thinks like us or doesn't, whatever, it just might be helpful. One of the other topics is body image and like self-love in a holistic way and in it's been a struggle of mine. I'll just say it's been a struggle of mine my whole life. I remember feeling a certain way about myself and my own body image from the time I was really young. I remember being 6 years old, 6 or 7 years old. It was somewhere in there, like first, second grade, and having someone who I thought was my friend call me Thunder Thighs. And that was when I first started to take some reflection on what that meant. I didn't even know what it meant, and I had to ask. And when I learned, I wished I wouldn't have been so inquisitive. I just like, and I've now currently found something that is working for me, and it is a no-brainer that just feels like, why didn't I do this a long time ago? And what I think the answer to that is, and what I think all that, like what that might look like for anyone else who maybe might be interested, because I think there is something different for everyone. I don't think that there is one easy answer for anyone, but what that looks like for me and what it has been what that journey has kind of been like. So, I mean, that's another topic that I want to discuss. One other one is, what was nursing. I have so many, there are so many topics within nursing that I would love to discuss, just from like, not to other nurses. I mean, that they could certainly watch, but I feel like just public health wise, like what some of those topics might look like. I have an intense passion for making sure that others are aware of what you want from a healthcare perspective. I work with patients who have trachs and ventilators and BiPAP, things like that are like chronic respiratory concerns, chronic cardiac concerns, just chronic health needs. And usually by the time I see them, it's really kind of past a point where decisions could or should be made. And so I'd love to talk about, things like hospice and what that looks like. I would love to talk about critical medicine and what that looks like for people who maybe haven't had the conversation because they don't really know what the conversation should be or could be. What does it look like? What are some of the extreme scenarios that you want to avoid? Anyways, I'd like to go through something like that too. You'll notice I probably get a little bit more of a twinkle in my eye when I start talking about it. Nursing is such a huge passion for me, and I'm not someone that I would consider like incredibly book smart. So nursing school for me has been a journey, and it has been really challenging, but really just I knew why I had to keep going. So if that makes sense, like I do have an intense passion to learn. I don't know everything. I absolutely do, and I will never know everything because I didn't realize how much people in healthcare had to know. I mean, we're talking from CNAs, to the people who keep our buildings clean, to the people who keep the buildings running, like how much they have to know in order to even be in that space. And so it's something that I'm super, like I said, just very passionate about. And there's a few topics within it that I think if people knew more about it, they might be more comfortable having those conversations and being able to express those to the people that they love. And anyway, so I think that there's a lot of topics anyway under that. But first and foremost, hospice and palliative care and what that looks like in today's world, and what I think is beneficial for people to know. So that's one. Another topic is home decor. I fancy myself someone who absolutely loves home decor. I'm such a weirdo about it. Even one of my best friends, like yesterday or the day before, said, so my husband is, he's a professional comedian and has been for over 20 years. And then he's also a real estate agent. And so I think, she even said, why don't you stage for him? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. Cause we've talked about it before, and I'm like, I need to get on that because that is so my jam. And that's like hobby level jam. I don't have many hobbies, but it's hobby level jam. Like I love it. Like I could spend my life in certain stores that I am like, oh, somebody get me out of here. So anyway, so I would love to discuss that. Also, my husband's real estate. I would love to have him just do one with me about what the ins and outs of like right now, the climate that we're sitting at right now, it's kind of just like a hot and weird market. And Mark has like, my husband, Mark, for those of you who don't know us personally and are just watching this online, but has a lot of insight there. Certainly not as a plug for his business, just as like insight. His comedy and what that has looked like. We are on the tail end, I hope, of the pandemic that we're in right now. And I think that it has taught us a lot about people who are in the arts and just how very delicate their profession is, but how important it is. I'd like to talk about mental health. My husband and I both have, you know, we have our own things too. We certainly have like what is mild like things, but we have you know, things like in our families and things like that that have been major transition points for our families. Anyway, so those are a few of the topics that I want to talk about. I don't know if any of that sparks any interest with anyone, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just again, like, I don't have a lot of hobbies, but I have a vast amount of interests, and I have a lot of experience in things that I just think it might be fun to share my experience. And in no way is it advice for other people to do. It is all just sharing my experience and hoping that my experience might help someone somewhere with whatever their journey looks like. So anyway, thanks for watching if you're still watching. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll also set up a Twitter and things, or not a Twitter, I'm sorry. I'm actually not a big fan of Twitter. But I'll set up a, or figure out how to connect my Instagram and whatever too. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.